Namaste, hello, Sat Sri Akal, Adab everyone. Welcome to day 16 of the Power BI learning series by DivKLearner. Today we'll keep it short and powerful. We are going to talk about removing unnecessary column from your dataset using Power Query. These columns may seem harmless, but they slow down your report and confuse your visuals. With just a few clicks, we'll clean up your data and make your model lighter and faster. We'll also show you the smarter way to keep what's useful by using remove other columns. We are running a drive called Ask It, Learn It with DivKLearner. If you have any queries, I'll give you the link in the description. You can post in your questions and we can connect on any Sunday if you want, as in if there are a few questions there. And tomorrow in day 17, we'll make sure your data types are accurate and meaningful. So stay tuned for that as well. And before I move forward, if you're new to our channel, please subscribe it. If you like the video that we are going to talk about, please like and share it with the people who it can help for. Thanks. Very quickly, as we mentioned that we'll keep it simple, we are going to go to day 15 of the Power BI file for day 15. If you're new, you're seeing it for the first time, you can follow the other 15 videos. If you are new for connecting to the OData feed, you can watch my other video, which is step by step for connecting with OData feed. In this one, I'll just show you that we have already loaded the data. So if I go to the edit query, you can see I've already gone ahead and loaded the data. I'll just refresh it. So this is the name of the OData feed that I'm using. Now what we need to do now is to find out if I am in this particular table, which of the columns I don't require, I'm not using, right? For example, I see that it is talking about the fax number, the phone number, the country, the postal code, the city, demo, customer demographic. I can do a right click and I can say remove other columns. That's one way of removing the columns. So when I say other columns, it will remove the other columns. It will keep this column. If I've done a mistake, I can click on X and bring it back. I have another method. When you go to choose column, you can go to columns, and here you can go to that particular column that you want to work on, right? The other is choose column. On the top, you have the list. So which are columns you don't require, you can uncheck them from there. That's the other way of removing the column. If you are sure that you just require a couple of columns, I just require the customer, I can press the control key and select the multiples that I want, and then do a right click and on the last one and say remove other columns. So the moment I say remove other columns, it will remove the other column. This values will not be available in the model. So if I do apply, close and apply, you will see that table that we were working on will have only those columns there. So let's see. I have only contact name, customer name, and the customer ID. So if I'm using anything on the front end for that column, those columns will give me an error. So what I'll have to do is have to go back to the query editor, and what I can see is what column am I using here. If I see it is using country, so I can come here, I can go to the step in which I've removed the column, and I say I require the country, and I click on OK, and then click on apply again. So the moment when I come back to the previous page, once this has been applied, you will see that my visual is now showing the value, or it is showing the drop down list. So whatever you make the changes in the query editor will impact what you're doing here in the query. So this is what I wanted to show, right? So this is what we did. We talked about two things. We can remove the column, number one, by going into the query editor. We can remove the column. We can choose the column by going into the choose column section, right? So I can remove the column by doing a right click, and I'm saying remove this particular column or remove other columns. I can go here in the choose column. I can select the columns that I want to select, or I can select multiple column pressing the control key and do a right click and say remove these columns or remove the other columns. This is how you can keep the relevant data that you require, and this way it will become cleaner and leaner for you, and the data set would have with will increase its performance, right? Because if you have unnecessary columns, what you'll have is you will have slow performance, you will have confused visuals as well, and the one you will be working on the front end for the visuals, you will be confused which things you have to use and which you don't, right? Now, useful tips: use remove other columns when you know which ones to keep. Always review the applied step pane to track changes. Avoid removing ID or key columns. Yeah, why do we require to avoid them? Because you might be using it in the relationship, and if you're using in the relationship with the other tables, then if you have removed the ID, it will break the relationship as well. Like we saw that it break the visual as well. So these are all the things that I wanted to show. If you have any questions, please post the question on this drive that we are running. That is Ask It, Learn It with DivKLearner. And I'll leave this link in the post, in the description as well. So once again, thanks and good day. Bye-bye.